Just this week, CryptoGodJohn tweeted, "I haven't been this bullish and excited about an altcoin in years since early ETH, Link, and RSR days. ETH hit a 40x, Link hit a 340x, and RSR hit a 110x. I'm expecting OXO to put up similar numbers." And this OXO token that CryptoGodJohn is referring to is being called the money printer. Why? Because it pays you Ethereum every single day that you hold it. In fact, CryptoGodJohn's conviction in this token is so strong, he holds almost $1 million worth of it. So if you're like me, you may be wondering, what the hell is OXO and how can we get a thick piece of the upside? Well, I did the digging and found out, and if you appreciate that, please hit that like button down below for me, put on your ETH money printer hat, and let's jump in. So I was actually browsing Twitter, and I came across a very profound tweet from CryptoGodJohn, and it was actually from way back in 2018. John tweeted, "Link, you will change my life forever. You will make me a multi-millionaire in a few years. Just want to mark this here so I can come back to it in 2020, 2021. And why this tweet is so profound is because Link at the time that he tweeted it was 50 cents a token. And over the next 2 years, just as CryptoGodJohn predicted, it hit a 100x return all the way up to $50 a token. Well, this is great, but once again, it's old news. And that's why when CryptoGodJohn replied to his own tweet, but substituting out the Link token for this new OXO token and subbing out 2020 for 2024, writing, "OXO, you will change my life forever," made me think I should probably take a look at this token. He also has doubled down on this thesis that OXO is the new Link with Elio Trade, because Elio Trades, who also made a big bag off the Link run last bull cycle, tweeted, "What's this cycle's Link?" To which John replied, "OXO." And it's not only the big influencers that are sniffing out this new token. In fact, this month, OXO was one of the most used smart contracts amongst the top 100 whale wallets on Ethereum. So enough hype. What the hell is OXO? Well, on Twitter, they describe themselves as an all-in-one privacy hub and AI smart contract auditor with 100% of utility income distributed to OXO holders in Ethereum, creating a passive income stream. So they hit all the buzzwords from passive income to AI and even privacy. But if you know me well, and you probably don't, but we don't take kindly to fluffing around. So I want to know, what are they actually doing? So I went across to their website, and they highlight 3 main features of this project. The AI Auditor. The AI-powered auditor analyzes the Solidity code for vulnerabilities, errors, and other issues that may pose a risk to the security and functionality of the smart contract. Put simply, they use AI to go ahead and look at the smart contract of the projects that you're trading to see if they're going to be a honeypot or a rug pull. The second feature was a privacy DEX. They describe it as a privacy DEX using advanced cryptography technologies like zero-knowledge proofs to ensure anonymous, untraceable cryptocurrency transactions for its users. Awesome, so a decentralized exchange that's going to be private. And thirdly, an ERC20 mixer, one that uses LSAG technology and an inbuilt flash loan protocol, enabling users to mix their tokens to achieve a higher degree of anonymity and untraceability. So basically, this is just another double down on the privacy front. But if you are similar to me, you may be wondering, what is the difference between this DEX and this privacy protocol compared to the hundreds of other ones that are out there? Why is CryptoGodJohn holding almost $1 million of these tokens and not the other ones? To which I would respond, fantastic question. And John actually did respond to this on Twitter, saying what he really liked about this project and what makes it unique. Let's have a look. John writes, "OXO is the future of DeFi, AI, and privacy." Big call. They are building the first ever private decentralized exchange, think Uniswap, where all transactions, buys and sells will be anonymous and private. What I think will attract the ETH whales and big money to this project is that 100% of the fees generated with the DEX and Mixer will be paid out to its holders in ETH. So holders will make a passive income in ETH daily for holding their OXO with no staking required. Compare this to GMX, which actually reached a $750 million market cap, but it only pays its holders 35% of fees, and the holders actually need to stake these tokens in order to earn it. So this does look pretty appealing, especially sharing the revenue with its holders without having to stake it, but I could have come across this token and waved it off without looking at it twice. And so I did some more digging, and I came across this post here on Twitter from April 12th by a man named CryptoKnight. And this post happens to be the exact same post that motivated John to go and invest in the token 2 days later on April 14th in the first place. I'll also link this full Twitter thread up in the description if you want to go through all of it. But if you prefer to sit back and have my sweet voice read you the main points, you're in the right spot. That's exactly what we do around here. So the main takeaways were that OXO will be a decentralized exchange just like Uniswap but private. There'll be a 1% transaction fee. But the showstopper, and why most of the bulls are bullish on this token. CryptoNote highlights that the 1% of fees that will be redistributed back to the token holders, aka the money printer that we're talking about right now, are extremely undervalued right now relative to the amount of money that you'll earn by actually holding the token. So grab your abacus, because this is where it gets really interesting. Decentralized exchanges, when all put together, are processing over $133 billion of transactions per month. Uniswap is clearly the biggest right now, and it owns a 58% market share. But there's a small exchange called CowSwap that CryptoNote points out, and they currently own 1% of the total DEX volume. Last year, which of course, as you know, was a bear market, so much lower volume, they processed $13 billion of transaction. Remember, that's just 1% of the DEX market share. And so the theory goes, if OXO can copy CowSwap and take just 1% of the overall DEX volume thanks to their AI Auditor and their privacy, they will also process $13 billion in a bear market. 1% fees on $13 billion is $130 million of revenue that year. Remember, 100% of this transaction fee, the full 1%, will be redistributed to OXO token holders, which means if you hold 1 million of these OXO tokens, which at the time of CryptoNote's post would have cost you $15,000, you would make $154,659 over that year, paid out in daily increments in ETH. Now, just for a quick update, if you're going to hold 1 million tokens, it's going to cost you $58,000, but that's still well under the $154,000 that it could potentially pay you per year. And to break this down into smaller numbers, if you hold 100,000 OXO tokens, which at the time of recording was $1,500, right now it is $5,800, you'd be paid out $15,465.90 in ETH. Remember, in daily installments. Why is that important? Well, basically they can cash out on the day and buy more OXO token, which would make the price go up. But once again, if you're still like me, you may be asking, are we too late to get in? And I would say, fantastic question. We should know that CryptoGodJohn first purchased on the 14th of April, 2 days after this Twitter thread, which is right here on the overall graph. He then made 5 more purchases on that exact same day of OXO, 2 before this tweet and 3 times after this tweet. In fact, you can actually see a decent spike on the OXO graph just after CryptoGodJohn's tweet, as it went from 2 cents to 3.5 cents in just a few hours. And before I show you if CryptoGodJohn still thinks it's a good price point to get in, let me point out to you with this example in mind. My favorite way to trade crypto is to see what the biggest brains and biggest social influencers are doing when they do it. For example, imagine if you got an alert exactly when CryptoGodJohn bought this token, so you could come in, research it for yourself, and decide to get in when he does. Because at the moment, most of you are way too far down the pecking order in crypto trading, which makes it really hard to know what to buy and when to buy it. And most of the time, you just become exit liquidity for those people who are ready and prepared before you. Which is exactly why we built social influencer wallet tracking notification software. So you get an alert when people like Alex Becker, CryptoGodJohn, Ilya Trades, Gary V, Lady of Crypto buy a new token, answering your question of what to buy and when. Of course, doing diligence for yourself. And if you want access to this software, I highly recommend joining our Patreon, where we run our software and suite of tools that help you become a better trader. This software will have you immediately know when trades like CryptoGodJohn's April 14th purchase of OXO happen, and allow you to move up this pecking order and therefore get the same investment opportunities that the crypto influencers are getting themselves, minus doing hours of research. And if you take a look at CryptoGodJohn's trading record in May, this strategy performed extremely well. And that's why it's my favorite, because even if the project's not that great, you know you're ahead of their hundreds of thousands or millions of followers who are going to just be copy trading them as soon as they tweet about it. Hence the 2 cents to 3.5 cents OXO trade. Once again, the link is in the description below. We also have dashboards for people like Alex Becker, which show you exactly what tokens he's holding, updated every single day across all of his wallets, across all the major chains. We do rising token breakdowns and a bunch of other stuff. So basically, if you're not in, hurry up and click the link in the description below and join us. Now, CryptoGodJohn ended up spending 236 ETH on the OXO token across 50 different transactions. And this investment is now worth over 437 Ethereum, or about $800,000 US. But I think the craziest fact about John and this token is that he actually owns 1.8% of the total supply. Now, what do I personally think of the project? Well, I believe the success of this project and the money printer all hinges on one factor. A factor that CryptoGodJohn also acknowledges. He wrote, "If the DEX gains volume, I can see this being one of the biggest winners in the next cycle." But of course, if the DEX doesn't gain volume, say it only processes a couple million of transactions a month, the token is going to absolutely crash. Not even Hephaestus and his forge could breathe life back into it. Well, the real question becomes, what are the chances that OXO can process $13 billion or more in transactional volume for their decentralized exchange? And my answer is, the odds are actually pretty decent. But not for the reason that you may think, but instead a self-fulfilling prophecy that we've seen so many times in the crypto world. Meaning CryptoGodJohn and Elio and all the other smart money moving into this token's interest might just be the one that allows it to do the $13 billion. This is the exact same narrative that we saw in gaming when Alex Becker pumped Vulcan Forge's market cap through the absolute roof. And I believe OXO could just owe their success to someone like CryptoGodJohn and his hundreds of thousands of followers, which of course once again is exactly why I believe social arbitrage betting in crypto is the most asymmetric return that you could possibly get. If you have a better idea, put it in the comments below. I'd love to see it. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.